I love Season 3. It's so much fun. New characters, new mode, new demolition map, new maps for the new mode. It's just a lot of fun all around the board, right? But Galatea has been just nerfed. She's just been nerfed. She's one of my favorite characters, and she just got purely nerfed. It's not a rework, it's not a balance change, it is a pure nerf. Now in the devlog volume 1, they do state that they want Galatea to be more close range, and I'm like, that's okay, but Galatea at a range is what makes her a lot of fun, especially what makes her really viable on the bigger maps. Because on bigger maps, right, she's really fast because she just teleports, right? She doesn't have to walk, and that makes her a lot of fun. She gets to rotate real fast, almost basically instantly, and that is a lot of fun. And she could also be a pest at range, right? She could harass you at a range and then run away and like go invisible or just teleport somewhere else, and that is a lot of fun. That is a lot really interesting, because now the enemy has to worry about you not only being behind them but being out of range, and you have to work around that. That is a lot of fun, both for the Galatea as well as for the enemy team. Try to work around her weaknesses and strengths, right? And her weakness is her one-to-one fighting. Her one-to-one fighting sucks. It absolutely sucks. Even pre-patch. Now, the reason why is because she has no sustain at all. She could go like heavy armor or something pre-patch, but you know, you still don't have that sustain to keep you in fights, right? I mean, you could go like light armor or something, go invisible and then hide away. Yeah, sure, but that's what, like 20 armor? You, as a Galatea, really need to choose your fights well, because when you do actually get into a fight, there's nothing else helping you except your aim. And now, her gun is just really unforgiving. Now let's go specifically about her gun now. I'm going to do headshot and body shot TTK. For no armor, it's at 400 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds respectively for headshot and body shot, right? Post Season 3, basically the same. 430 for headshot and 600 for body shot, right? That's actually appreciable to body shot, but then again, a lot of the guns got changed to TTKs are generally longer, right? But now, even though her TTK at close range basically the same, no real changes. Like light and heavy armor barely changed by about like 20 to 50 extra milliseconds added onto the TTK, and that's actually pretty alright, you know. That's the ones we really care about anyways, light and heavy armor, and the light and heavy armor, they're basically the same, right? But now at range, it's way worse. At range. So now at range, it goes from 700 milliseconds at body shot damage to now 850. That is a lot. That is appreciable, okay? That is equivalent to having 150 extra ping. 150 milliseconds of extra reaction time. That is a lot, okay? Especially in a really tight game like Strinova, where every millisecond counts, you know? That is appreciable. And that is appreciable. That's also if you hit all your shots, because now let's go over to the other aspects of her gun, okay? Fire rate is really high now. It is now 700, which is way more closer to an SMG, and it's 100 more than what it was pre-patch, right? And that means whenever you shoot a shot, right? Let's go with Fushia's gun, for example. Fushia's gun, it has a fire rate pretty close, actually. 650, that's pretty close, right? But with her gun, it goes boop, 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 right? In those intervals between shots, you could actually adjust way more to the recoil each shot, each bullet, because you have more time, because it takes longer for each bullet to come out of the muzzle, right? So, because of that, now that the fire rate's way faster, it's way faster. Like 100 extra rounds per minute is a lot of extra rounds. Now, each individual second, you will be able to miss way more with her gun. It is now way more unforgiving than pre-patch. So for less time than pre-patch, you will miss more. Okay, for Season 3 Galatea. Compounded onto that, you get less kills per mag. Her magazine size is completely, and I mean completely, unchanged. It is now it is still 26 rounds per magazine by default and 31 with the magazine upgrade. Now, pre-patch Galatea. Alright, so you still get less kills per mag as Galatea now. Pre-patch, alright, that would be let's see. So for pre-patch, body shots, no armor, 10 meters. Okay, that is 5 hits to kill. That's not that many. You know, that's pretty good. That is pretty, pretty good. And that's for half a second of shooting. That's good, especially for a game like this, where the TTKs are quite long, right? That is pretty good. And that is about 5 kills per magazine, right? With 26 rounds, because Galatea's default magazine is 26, right? Post season 3, it is now 7 rounds to kill, with a body shot, 10 meters, no armor. That's a big deal. It goes from 5 to 3, because you just can't kill with the extra 5 rounds, right? They're barely alive, right? But you know, that's not a kill. That is my mind not a kill. And even still, if we do count that as a kill, we round up to 4. That's still 1 less kill per magazine. That's quite a big deal. That is quite a big deal. And let's go to like heavy armor, right? Because heavy armor is now going to be the new meta, at least what I'm seeing now, because you know, universal armor regen that's a big deal, right? It goes from 8 shots at 10 meters, body shots, right, with pre-patch Galatea gun, to 10. It goes from 3 to 2. That is still a big deal. Now Galatea can only get 2 other people, and then she has to run away. And mind you, she might be able to run away if she plans beforehand, right? But then that's the skill of the player, you know? And also, it takes a while to get a kill. Let's see that, you know, on the spreadsheet, it takes almost a second. I'm gonna round down from a second though. So 900 milliseconds, all right, with body shots, 10 hits each to kill a guy at close range. And let's say you land all of your shots. This is very generous. You land all of your body shots, right? And you just weren't going for the head, right? You will have spent 2 seconds, all right, or about 2 seconds, just shooting at people, and then you have to run away, right? The clone lasts for 7 seconds, right? Let's say you throw it beforehand, right? Fine, right? And then you still have the time to approach, a lot of other stuff, and then you might have to hide behind cover. And by the time that you are done and you have to run away, you barely have a few seconds left. You might be able to run away now, right? You might be able to run away, but you most likely can't. Because now the clone's been out there for about 5 or so seconds. It has 2 seconds left. And mind you, when it's at 1 second or so left, you most likely won't be able to even teleport, because you have to go through the entire animation, right? Pre-patch, it's only 800 milliseconds, right? That is way more generous. That is more like 1 second and a half instead of 2 full seconds, right? That is way more generous. And that is a big deal. That is a big deal. And that's just close range, by the way. Let's think about it at long range too. Body shots at 30 meters now takes a full second. Okay, that is a big deal. It's more than a second, actually. With heavy armor, it's absolutely insane. And now you're expected to still like fight. And mind you, Galatea's kit is more of a loner kit. You can't really use it that much with your teammates. Sure, she can scan, right? Scan only lasts for so long. And also, let's say the enemy's being smart and they either don't shoot it or only have 1 person shoot it. If they only have 1 person shoot it, only 1 person scanned. Now the enemy team knows where you are because you threw the decoy. And now what are you meant to do? You can't really play that much of a support as Galatea. I mean, at most you could scan, right? But then again, her scanning is not as effective as a Laween or especially a Konami. So no reason to play her on offense. Maybe on defense, sure, right? But with her rotations, right? But when you're in the fight, you're no longer a problem. You're no longer a threat, because if the enemy just runs away, then they're fine. Because especially if they keep you at a range, you can't do anything. You only get pod shot, maybe you can use util, and then you're fucked and you're dead. So like, what can you do? You can't really do that much anymore. I mean, you could rush them, you could teleport behind them, use your invisibility, right? But that's a risky play. That's like going head on in, because you can't fight at a range anymore. You can't play passively anymore, right? You have to be in, and you have to commit a lot more to fights And that's the thing with Galatea, is with Galatea you have so much freedom as a character because you get to run away and do a lot of stuff. But now you can't be as non-committal anymore, right? And this is a flat nerf. Purely a flat nerf. Like, you just can't do as much with Galatea anymore. It's kind of saddening. It kind of is saddening. I love her. She's so much fun. I love invisibility. I love snap. I love castle. It's so much fun. But it's just really depressing to see that this character is getting nerfed so hard, because a lot of Galatea's uniqueness was the fact that she had Ming's gun, right? And you can say, oh my god, Ming's gun, she's a duelist, she should have a duelist's gun. Mind you, she doesn't have the sustain of a duelist. She doesn't have armor regen by default. She doesn't have a slow. She doesn't have an ultimate that gives her extra armor. She's just a character, right? And you can't really do that much with her except be mobile, right? And now you're forcing her to use her mobility in a specific way, and now it's no longer fun. You're cutting off a lot of people's playstyles because now you can't pester them in a range. You can't be as flexible anymore. You have to play them in a way more specific way. And I really think that sucks, especially since they're not really even promoting a new play style anymore, right? They're both promoting you to be close, but still also promoting the fact that you just can't really fight anymore either, because you can only take on so many people at once, right? Especially since it's way more punishing to miss now because of the higher fire rate. It sucks because the TTK is exactly the same, but everything else sucks now. And mind you, her TTK isn't even that good relatively to other characters. And her TTK now is not even that good, like relative to other SMGs now. Like Flavia 460, that's pretty close. Actually, only 20 milliseconds slower. All right, Yvette 500, and that's on default. But then again, Yvette also has pretty good carry over to other armor types, right? And she also has her ice to make it so that her TTK is even faster for the rest of the team. And Celestia, right? Celestia also has a pretty weak gun in general, right? High fire rate, high-ish damage, but really punishing if you miss, right? And hers is only 450. That's almost basically the same. That's not even almost the same. It's basically the same. Galatea has nothing going for her now, except her teleportation. I mean, yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. You get to zoop around the map, right? But you can only do so much with instant teleportation. It's a lot. It's a big deal, right? But now you have to be way more precise, way more careful, right? Which, I mean, sure, that's a pretty good idea, right? But then again, you already had to be really careful and really cautious with pre-patch Galatea, because pre-patch Galatea has no sustain, and now she has even less sustain now, right? Like, you can't lone wolf on the flank anymore, because now if you lone wolf on the flank, you just get traded. You know, you just get traded into, right? Because now you're forced to be close, and usually the enemy would have multiple people on their own flank, unless they're dumb. And now when you try to kill him, right, by the time you're done with the first guy, the next guy is gonna get you, you know? Let's not even talk about, you know, you don't always fully ADS, right? You don't always hit your shots. So now, on average, your magazine and how much you have, right, and how much you can kill is just going to be lower now, right? Let's say you kind of suck like me, and you miss like half of your magazine, right, as Galatea, and it's like after round 1, so everyone has armor, right? Everyone has heavy armor. You only get 1 other kill now. You better not miss more than 4 shots, and then you're gonna die. And mind you, you can miss 4 shots in 1/3 of a second now. Time for you to die. It just sucks, right? And hopefully, hopefully this opens people's eyes, because I was like, man, okay, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I was talking to some other people, and I'm like, oh yeah, but it's better now. It isn't. It isn't. I mean, sure, relativistically, a lot of other characters got hit pretty hard by the patch, because like SMG characters are just worse now because of TTK and how TTK works because of the extra 30 health. But you know, still,